What's up, everybody? I'm about to do my first story time. I'm so excited. Like, I see these on YouTube all the time, and I just wanted to share my experience. Okay, well, let me just start off. I wear many hats. I'm a beautician, a makeup artist. I'm also a Mary Kay consultant, and I am also an upcoming microblade artist. So I just wanted to go ahead and let you know that I wear a lot of hats and I do a lot of things. But at this particular time in my life, I was only doing hair. I was doing makeup lightly, but you know, I wasn't really ready to get into it like that. But I was just definitely doing hair. And so at the time, I was working at a JCPenney salon. And at the JCPenney salon, there was a girl that came in, and I'm going to name her Vanessa. And she was a very beautiful lady. She had very long hair. And I remember she used to come every Friday, and the shop would close at 8. So she would always come in at 7 o'clock. So I didn't leave work until like 8:30 or something like that because her hair is down here and she wants a roller set. Hold on, let me close my door. Okay, sorry guys. It's a little loud in here because the fan is going and it's hot, and my parents are in the other room and they're just talking across the house to each other. So let's just block them out for a minute. But anyway, back to the story. Vanessa used to come to me every Friday, and so I would never be able to leave the shop on time, and half the store, like all of us would walk out at the same time, and they would end up waiting on me to finish doing this lady's hair. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry guys, I'm sorry. And I'd be trying to get her to come in earlier, but she wouldn't do it. She would always come in at the same time every Friday. So I mean, it didn't bother me that much. What bothered me the most was that everybody was waiting on me so they could go home. But and so over time, I know I did her hair probably over a year or something like that. And I'm sorry I'm looking down here and not at the lens, but I can't do that. I don't know how people do that. But anyway, I had been doing her hair for probably about a year, maybe over a year. I don't even remember, but it was quite a while because we kind of formed a relationship. And if you are a beautician at all, you already know that when you got clients for a long time, you build relationships with them, and it ends up being like friendships. Like I could call my client right now, we could have a conversation about everyday life and not even talk about hair. It just be like this sometimes. But yeah, me and her kind of formed a relationship. And so she was talking to me about her fiance, and they were getting married, and I was like, congratulations. So when is the wedding? So she was telling me about the wedding and all that. And she hadn't come to a final decision on anything yet, but she does know one thing. She needed somebody to do her hair, and she asked me about some suggestions. And I said, let's not go too far off from what you're used to, because she was a very simple person, you know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna do too much different from what you do. And normally she get a roller set, a regular roller set, and she'll just leave it and hang in. So I figured we do something like a updo with the same big curls that she's used to, you know what I'm saying? Maybe put a little bling bling in her hair and whatever. So she asked me if I wanted to do her hair for the wedding. I was like, cool, yeah, I'll do it. It's my first time doing anything outside of the shop, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was my first time, other than like going to people's houses specifically for hair, but like actually doing something at a venue. It was my first time, and I felt like that would be a good opportunity for me to try something new. So I said yes. And then like a few weeks later, she said, I need somebody that's going to do my makeup for me. And I was thinking, I would do it, but at that time, like I said, I wasn't 100% comfortable with doing it on other people. I could do my own makeup, but I wasn't comfortable with doing it on other people. So I was like, well, my best friend can do it. And like, my best friend is a makeup artist. So I was like, let me put homegirl on. Okay, so I called up my homegirl and I said, hey girl, don't you want to do this? And she was like, cool, I'm down. So I gave them, I don't know how that happened, but I gave somebody's contact number and they started talking to each other. And so my friend did like a sample run on Vanessa at her house one day. And so Vanessa liked it. And so she asked my friend if she would do her makeup for the wedding. Sure, that's cool. So fast forward a little bit, it's time for us to do pictures for her wedding. So what she wanted to do was she wanted to go ahead and have her wedding dress on, her hair done, everything like she's gonna have it done for the wedding. And she wanted to go ahead and take her pictures so that when we get to the wedding, she'll have pictures to hang around. So I went there, me and my best friend, we went to the photographer's office. I don't know, photographer, whatever. It was a little spot where a photographer did his work. And so when we got in there, Vanessa was there. And then I see this other lady there, and I'm like, who is she? Now, first of all, nothing started on time. And I still had to do Vanessa's hair, okay? Eventually I did get around to doing Vanessa's hair, and come to find out, this other lady that was there is actually a makeup artist too for MAC. And so I was like, what is she doing here, you know? And my best friend was like, I don't know why she's here, you know. We're thinking maybe she's just Vanessa's friend or something, she came to support or whatever. But no, come to find out, she wanted the other girl to do her makeup. So I'm like, if you wanted the other girl to do your makeup, why did you ask my best friend to do your makeup? Why is she even here right now if you had somebody else to do your makeup? That was a warning sign number one. Messy business. You know what I'm saying? Have your ducks in a row. Don't do people like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I got there and there was another hairstylist there? Why did you ask me to come then? Why am I even doing this? Like, that would have been very messed up on my part, and it was very messed up on my friend's part. But she hung in there and she worked it out. Okay, so somewhere up in there, I think they just kind of ended up going back and forth doing her face, and the MAC lady, she kind of stood back and let my friend do her thing, you know. I think that's how it worked out. Like, this was a long time ago, so I'm going off of memory. And so the pictures turned out beautiful. Like, the pictures were gorgeous. They were so gorgeous that even months after the wedding, they were hung up on the walls at Belts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was super nice. And so the day of the wedding, no, let's fast forward to the day before the wedding. All right, so she hadn't told me too much of what I needed to do, and she told me that she had a hotel. So when me and my best friend left, and we had like a, let me remind you, where I was working at was about 30 minutes away from me. Where the wedding is at is about an hour and a half in the other direction. So her wedding was gonna be in a whole separate area from where she was getting her hair done. So I was like, well, you know, I'm not midway, but you know, it's not from my house to the wedding venue. It wouldn't be that far, but it was still like a good hour and a half away, like, at least. And so she didn't never say anything to us about a room or anything like that, but she did say that she got a room for her bridesmaids and her family and stuff. And I'm just like, okay, all right. But she didn't say anything about me and my friends. So I figured, you know, I guess we have to pay for our own stuff, and then she just reimbursed us or something. Like, I wasn't sure. And let me tell you this was my first time doing anything like this, so I had no clue what I was getting myself into, and I know better now, but I'll get to that at the end. So me and my friend, we drove all the way down there, went to the hotel room where she said everybody was going to be at, and nobody knew what we were talking about. I went to the receptionist and she was like, oh no, there's not going to be a wedding here. I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. There's not going to be a wedding. So I'm calling Vanessa on the phone and she's not picking up. I'm calling again, I'm calling again, I'm calling again, she's not picking up. So in the meantime, me and my friend, we go and get a room. We got a little whatnot room. I call it a whatnot room because it's exactly what it was, a little whatnot room. It wasn't special or nothing like that. It was something very cheap and affordable. And so me and my friend got a room there, and while we was there, actually we left the room and we went to walk the boardwalk, because I remember she did give me a program and she told me to meet her at the hotel at 8, but obviously it couldn't have been the hotel that she gave us because they didn't know anything about it. So I was like, I don't know which hotel she's at, like, because this is not the right one. And so we went to the boardwalk because all of this was taking place at the beach, and we just sat out there and waited for a while. And I'm still trying to call Vanessa on and off, and she's still not answering the phone. And she finally answers the phone and she says, hey, this is the hotel that we're at. I said, well, I went to the other one the address that you gave me. And she was like, no, that's not where the wedding's gonna be. It's gonna be at this other one. I'm like, come on now, like, really? That's how you gonna do? So we went to the other hotel, and around this time, it was like 9 o'clock. They were supposed to start eating at 8. At the time that she called me, she told me that they had just finished their wedding rehearsals. So that would have been perfect. Even though it was 9 o'clock, wedding rehearsals just over, meaning that they ran over schedule a little bit, which is fine. That means we can go to the room, we can eat with the family and the wedding party and everybody. We get to the hotel and we walk into the venue, the eating area or whatever, and we literally see the waiters taking the food up off the tables and putting them up and cleaning plates off and stuff. And we're like, where is everybody? Like, what's going on? Where's the food at? Because, you know, she invited us to come and eat, and we're hungry at this point because we hadn't eaten anything, thinking that we were gonna eat. You know. So get there and I asked her about it. She was like, oh yeah, they're putting all the food up, we already ate. So you mean to tell me that y'all already ate? You just called me not even an hour ago and told us which hotel you was in and that y'all were just starting to eat. And you mean to tell me within that short amount of time y'all already finished eating? I don't believe it. I ain't even gonna front. I did not believe that at all. I feel like they was in there and they was eating, and she called me while they were still eating. And then by the time we got there, they were done. So I'm completely upset at this point because I'm just like, we just got bamboozled. And I don't know if it was because they cost per plate or what, but either way, don't invite us to come and eat if you're not gonna feed us. Like, and so I was pissed about it. Like, what is that about? And so we sit around and we still talk to whatever people was lingering around still, and they were playing music and dancing and da 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 da. And we were laughing and ha ha ha, hey girl, your hair is cute and this is cute, and bopping to the music. Let me tell you, it was fake. It was fake. I was faking, and I know my friend was faking, because at that point we were hungry and we were pissed. But we're gonna try to make the best of this trip. So we didn't let it get under our skins immediately, but it did hit a spot. It hit a nerve. I ain't even gonna front. It did hit a nerve, but we said we weren't gonna let it get the best of us. We just gonna make the best of this trip. Okay, so we had to go home. Actually, no, we went to this grocery store, picked up something up to eat, and we ate at the room. That's what we did. So the next day, it's the wedding day. Yay. And so we had to get up at like 6 o'clock that morning because they wanted us to get ready to do our makeup and hair at I think 7 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, but it was super early in the morning when we got started, when we had to get started. So we had to get up even earlier so that we could make it there. And so we got there, and I was only supposed to do the bride's hair and the bridesmaid. She only had one bridesmaid. So I got there, and like, I don't know, everybody was just kikiing around and feet up and laughing and stuff, and I'm just like, okay, can we get a move on? Like, it's time for us to get started. Okay, so finally they start to sit down and let us get started on them. I think I got started on the bride's hair first because I didn't know what else she needed to do, get dressed or whatever the case may be. So I went ahead and got started on the bride's hair. That way she can go ahead and get her makeup done afterwards. But she can get her dress on and then get her makeup done, whatever. I can't remember everything, but anyways, so I went ahead and got started on the bride's hair. And after I finished the bride's hair, I got started on the bridesmaid's hair. And then the bride comes out the room and she's like, can you do my mom's hair too? And I'm like, okay, that's cool. You know, mom had just a bit of hair, and so it wasn't gonna take me but a second to fix her up. So around this time, a lot of people are starting to come in the room because it's getting closer and closer to the wedding time. Oh my God, they bombarded us. Like, the wedding party bombarded us. Do you hear me? Like, my best friend did almost everybody's face in that wedding. She did the bride's makeup. She did the mama's makeup, the bridesmaid. She did the girls that stand at the door to makeup. She did the flower girl makeup. She did everybody's makeup. Absolutely makes no sense. Absolutely makes no sense. We did not come here to do all that. And not only was she doing a whole lot of makeup, I was doing a whole lot of hair. And even though I didn't have as many people, it still took me a long time because some of these people was wanting like full-blown hairstyles. I'm like, baby, the only full-blown hairstyle I was supposed to have been doing was the bride, and I already had her prepped like a few days ago. I had her prepped. So like, skirt, I need for you to fall back. But you know, I tried to do my best, and I tried to be as nice and polite as I could. And so I was just like, yo, like, this is getting out of hand. So we finally got a time to chill out. Everybody was starting to leave the room because it was like, it was about to be wedding time. So everybody kind of cleared out. And so it was time for us to go to the, I don't know what it is, but it was like the whole hallway just before you get to the wedding room or whatever it is. And in the, where we was waiting at, there was like a little hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. So me and my best friend, we ate some fruit and little grapes and stuff like that. So while they was getting the venue right for the wedding, we was outside socializing and talking, and people still wanting us to go back to the suite where we was at and do hair and makeup. It was like, no, like, no, we're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, when I tell y'all, we weren't ready, we weren't freaking ready for that. We were not prepared because none of this was told to us ahead of time. So anyways, let me go on with this story. So anyways, we got there, the wedding started, and the wedding was very beautiful, don't get me wrong. And so as a professional, my best friend, she's not a professional, but she know what she doing. Get what I'm saying? She know what she doing, probably better than some of y'all professionals. So I said that since we're here at the wedding, you know what I'm saying, it only makes sense for us to follow them for their photo shoot. That way we can make sure we do touch-ups. Make sure that when they're taking pictures, her hair is blowing the right way. And my friend, she can make sure her lipstick ain't on her teeth or something like that, or make sure her face ain't shiny, you know, little stuff like that, because these are pictures that's gonna last forever, that people are gonna look back on forever. So you know, we don't want to be slipping on our pimping when it comes to this. You know what I'm saying? Our service is at A1. So, you know, we wanted to follow them to wherever they were going for their photo shoot. Mind you, all of this was on the beach. So, like, I knew the wind was going to be crazy. I knew the sand was going to be kicking up and all that stuff. We needed to be there, I felt like. You know, me personally. But they left without us. I looked up, like, the wedding was over. Everybody walked out. And then next thing I know, I'm like, where's the bride at? And my friend's like, I don't know. And I think we looked out the window or something like that and they were gone. I might be getting my events mixed up a little bit, but either way, this is what happened when it came down to the pictures. They were gone and they didn't tell us that they were gone. By the time we saw them, they were already walking down the beach. And I was just like, well, maybe she didn't want her makeup. Like, maybe she didn't want her hair touched up. I don't know. Like, I'm confused at this point. And so, but I do know for a fact, after the wedding, she did take us into a room and let us touch her up. And at that time, she gave us our envelopes. Now, we were waiting for the reception to start. We waited for the reception to start, and like I said, in between time, we did a touch up on her, and I'm trying to remember everything, but she gave us our envelopes then. So at that point, we took our makeup. She took her makeup stuff, and I took my hair stuff, and we was getting ready to take her to the car. Well, while we was taking our stuff to the car, I looked in the envelope, y'all. This woman gave us $50 a piece. Do you hear me? $50 a piece. Mind you, we done spent our gas going up there, had to pay for our own room, had to pay for our own food. We had way more people's hair and makeup to do than what was originally told of us to do. And you only give us $50, and we had to sit and get up early in the morning and stay at this wedding all day long for $50? Like, really, babe? Really? And you know, it's like, I don't know, I was so disappointed in her because I felt like she was a better person than that. But you know what, honestly, sometimes people really do think they're doing a good deed. So, and it was my fault. And this is why I was saying I learned my lesson. It was my fault because I didn't discuss prices with her earlier. I didn't tell her how much I was going to charge. I didn't tell her how much time it was going to be. I didn't tell her that it was going to be extra for extra people. I didn't tell her any of that. I didn't ask her any of that. So I was in the wrong, but morally, do you feel like it was right to do somebody like that? You know what I'm saying? So anyways, we were both pissed. Now I ain't going to get in all the details that happened after, because we did go back to the reception, and I will say that we didn't get not one thank you. We didn't get one thank you, not a call out, not a shout out or anything. We both up here promoting our businesses and breaking our backs to make you and your team look good, and then you didn't even give us a shout out when you was thanking everybody. Everybody else got a thank you. Correction, we did get a thank you, but it was in private. We didn't get any shout outs. But you didn't thank Adria and Adria's best friend. You didn't thank us. Cool. So, we was going back home and whatever, and we were both real frustrated, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to clear the air, because when I'm upset about something, it shows all in my face. So like a few weeks after the honeymoon, she comes back to JCPenney's where I work at, and she wants her hair done on that Friday as always. So she's back to regular scheduled program as always. And so when she came in to get her hair done, like when I tell y'all, it shows in my face when I'm bothered by something. And I try my hardest not to say stuff sometimes, because I don't want to rub nobody the wrong way. And I like to think about what I'm going to say before I say it, because I'm a Pisces, y'all. And if you know, I like to treat people how they're going to treat me, and my feelings get hurt real quick. And so a lot of times I'll laugh it off, but I'm like dead serious hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not as sensitive as I used to be, because people have run over me so bad over the years that like I had to learn that you cannot be nice to everybody. Sometimes you just have to go ahead and say what's on your mind, because those are the people that get ahead. People that open their mouth and say something, those are the people that get ahead. They get, most of the time they get what they want, while us little timid people is sitting back looking at them. They getting everything. We mad at them because they went about everything the wrong way. Well, you know what? They opened their mouth and they said something, and that's why they got what they got. So anyways, I had to come out of that shell when I saw her. And so she looked at me, and everything was very awkward, like the silence, and you know, the mood was off. And she was like, so what's wrong with you? You look like something's bothering you. Here we go, moment of truth. I said, okay, well, something is bothering me. I don't want to come off to you wrong, and I'm not asking you for anything, because I honestly didn't do things right. I should have talked to you about how much I was charged, and about our stay and all that kind of stuff, and how much it would be for us to come and do the wedding for you. She says, oh, well, did we not pay you enough? I said, well, we had to pay gas to get there. We had to buy our own room. We couldn't eat when we got there because you weren't answering your phone. And then the day of, we had triple the amount of people's services to do than what we were originally told. So no, I don't feel like you did. But at the same time, I just want to know, and like I said, I'm not asking you anything. I'm not asking you for any more money. I just want to know, from person to person, friend to friend, do you feel like that was right? Do you honestly feel like that was morally right for you to take somebody and put them in a whole different situation and only give them this amount of money for it? That's all I want to know. I want to know what kind of person I'm dealing with. And she says, I can give you some more money. That's not a problem. I just told you I'm not asking for money. I just want to know if that was a problem with you. She was like, well, I had a place for y'all to stay. I told you that I bought a room for my family and my bridesmaids. Yeah, but you didn't say you bought a room for your glam crew, for your beauty people. Like, you didn't say anything about us. You said for your family and your bridesmaids. That does not include us, because we're not family or bridesmaids. You get what I'm saying? So when we got down there, we didn't know what to do. And you wasn't even in the same hotel that you told us to go to. So I'm assuming that's the hotel that everybody was in. But you didn't tell us that. You didn't explain it to us at all. So, yeah. We kind of jacked up over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were kind of jacked up over that. So she's like, oh, well, if you just want more money, I can give you more money. That's not a problem. I said, I'm not asking you for money. I just want to know how you felt about it. She was like, well, how much do you think I said, at this point, I'm not trying to steal, not steal, but finesse more money out of her. So I told her maybe $100 a piece at the least. That would have at least covered our room for us to lay our heads at that night. You know what I'm saying? So she cut a check and gave me $50 extra and gave my friend $50 extra. So we did get $100 a piece, even though that still wasn't enough. But I don't understand why she thought that if she could come in and get every Friday and get a $30 roller set, that I was going to go all the way an hour and a half out the way, get a room and all that stuff for only $50. Like, come on. Like, are you using your sense right now? Like, that doesn't even make sense. Why would you come here, pay $30 and then want me to go out the way for you, only for you to give me $50? Like, come on now. Like, even though I didn't discuss price with you, that can't be morally right. We supposed to be friends, you know what I'm saying? We supposed to be. And so that is another thing I had to learn. You have to separate your friendship from business, because when people think you're friends with them, they'll try to finesse you out of your money, and they'll try to give you the least that they can give you, because they feel like, oh well, that's my friend, they're gonna look out for me. No, I'm not. I am your friend, but I'm also a friend that needs to get paid. You get what I'm saying? Like, I do a service for you. When I met you, before you was my friend, I was just your hairstylist. You get what I'm saying? So that's different. If me and you were friends before I became a hairstylist, and you was just like my test dummy or something like that, that'll be one thing for me to assume that you would think that's okay. But no, when you first came to me, I was your hairstylist before I was your friend. So, you know, and she also mentioned that I try to give some money to everybody else that was a part of the wedding party, but nobody else wanted it. Well, from what I seen when I was there, most of the people that was in your wedding party was people you went to school with, was your sisters, brothers, people that you knew. That's why they didn't want your money, boo, because they knew you already. They were friends with you. They grew up with you. But we didn't. We came here to do a job. So, and pardon me for feeling like I need to get paid for my services. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I couldn't be mad at her because I didn't take the precautions that I need to take. I'm sorry, y'all. But I didn't take the precautions that I need to take to cover my butt. You feel me? So, lesson learned. I got contracts all over the place now. Play me if you want to. We got this undercover now, so like, you know, that's not gonna happen again. But you know, it was definitely a learning experience. I have no hatred towards the woman, because like I said over and over again, it wasn't just her fault. So you know, she was just doing what she felt like was suitable for everybody. But and it's like you got so much money to put into getting a hotel on the beach and doing all this extra stuff. Like, if y'all could have seen it, it was very, 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 very extra of a wedding. Like, everything was extravagant. It wasn't no church wedding or anything like that. A venue. So you already know, venue with servers, with food already cooked, coming out hot and ready. Like, it was expensive. So the least you could do is look out for the people that make you look good during this time frame. But that's not what happened. But anyway, that was a learning lesson for me and my best friend, and that was my first story time, and it is knocked out the park. So anyways, if you have any questions or any let me see, not questions, but if you have any comments or any advice that you can give us or someone that's in a predicament like this, put that down below. And also like and subscribe, because I do want to do more of these. I have fun with this. So let me know if you like it. Bye.